Well, you've likely heard about this. Monroe County officials once again recommending masks indoors regardless of your vaccination status.
Over the weekend, the county falling into the CDC's substantial transmission threshold, which recommends masking for everyone indoors. Governor Cuomo announcing all decisions regarding masking and other COVID restrictions will be up to local governments. Health officials in Monroe County say the new recommendation will help slow the spread of the Delta variant.
I'm very optimistic that people will look at the data and see that the numbers are increasing. It's not just a blip. You know, we are clearly entering a phase where the numbers are very consistently increasing. And my hope is that people will look at the numbers and make the same conclusion that we have, that wearing a mask, even if you're vaccinated, will go a long way toward preventing that spread indoors.
Monroe County employees will be required to wear a mask at all county-operated facilities beginning today.
And President Biden will address the nation later today on his administration's latest vaccination efforts as the number of COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths continue to rise. Joined this morning once again by Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor, live in D.C. Jesse, good morning. How does the president plan to address the recent surge in COVID cases?
Yeah, good morning. We don't exactly know what President Biden could potentially announce later this afternoon, but we do know that the White House is continuing its push to help states offer more incentives. One of the things that was just announced yesterday by the White House COVID-19 response team was that the White House is expanding its efforts to offer that tax credit to small and medium-sized businesses, to offer paid time off for employees, to not only get the shot but recover from any side effects, and then also using funds in the American Rescue Plan that's already been approved by Congress to start offering $100 to anyone who is fully vaccinated. There's several states that have already been doing that, and so the White House is pushing even more along those lines. But when asked about any sort of vaccine requirements, the White House and its team were definitely very careful to not really hint at any sort of widespread requirement.
Controversial issue. What does the 70% vaccination mark mean for the nation, Jesse?
Yeah, that was also a major announcement from the team yesterday, and it did fall about a month short of President Biden's July 4th goal. But it does mean, according to officials, that, you know, we are that much closer to reaching that important herd immunity percentage. But they are saying, though, still that this is kind of a floor, not a ceiling, as far as the percentage of potentially ending the pandemic, just because of that Delta variant being highly contagious and continuing to spread.
All right, Jesse, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Nearly 128,000 new COVID-19 cases were reported in the U.S. on Monday, along with 451 deaths.
Well, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham has now tested positive for COVID-19 despite his being vaccinated. The 66-year-old from South Carolina says he is experiencing mild symptoms after being diagnosed by the House physician. Graham also said he is thankful to be vaccinated against COVID, adding without the vaccine he would likely feel much worse than he currently does.
A clear and comfortable start to this Tuesday morning, James.
Yeah, love it. Great to see the clear skies. If we're heading out in the next hour or so, you'll feel the chill. Numbers in the low 50s, Brockport 52, 54 in Greece. Webster 56 degrees. Temperatures this afternoon likely climb into the upper 70s. If we're going on a walk, maybe a hike, no chance for rain this afternoon. Warming up nicely. Upper 70s. Haven't seen that number in quite a while. Likely a lot of spots get to 80 degrees. We'll have the commute forecast and the last look at the 8-day coming up. Mark, Leah.
James, thank you. Speaking of the commute, quiet start on the roads this morning with our sunrise traffic. Decent volume going over the Douglas-Anthony Bridge, but as you can see, moving along well. 390, 490, and 590 up to speed at last check. Well, the curtain is rising once again on live theater across New York.
Last week, Buffalo's popular Shays Performing Arts Center welcoming back people with its first packed show, The Music of Disney on Broadway. The president of that theater says the venue is ready regardless of the changing guidance on masking.
The information changes constantly. We have kept up to date constantly. We've had to reschedule shows, but now we have everything in place, and we feel that we're going to be able to move forward, but we just need everyone to take care of themselves.
The performance marking the first live audience the theater has had in over 500 days.
If you are looking for a theatrical experience a little closer to home, Jiva Theater is welcoming back audiences in a unique way, beginning today with Ring of Fire, the music of Johnny Cash. That show will feature a cast of 6 multi-instrumentalist actors as they lead the audience through the story of the singer-songwriter's life. The performances will take place at the new outdoor stage, which will mark Jiva's first ever outdoor performances. The show runs through September 12th.
Happening today, Dimitri Cash, the father of 2 children abducted in Greece earlier this year, will appear in court later today. Cash, along with 2 others, has been indicted on multiple charges by a Monroe County grand jury. On January 18th, an Amber Alert was issued for 3-year-old Shakiria Cash and 5-year-old Dimitri Cash after they were forcibly taken from a foster home on English Road. On January 20th, the children were found unharmed in Montgomery, Alabama.
A Rochester teenager has been arrested and charged with assault after a double shooting in May. Back on May 13th, police responded to North Goodman Street in the city for the report of 2 people shot. Both victims survived despite serious injuries. Saturday, officers stopped a car related to the investigation and arrested 2 people, 32-year-old Antoine Williams and an unidentified 17-year-old, both arrested and charged with criminal possession of a weapon and other charges.
Police also making an arrest in connection with a shooting last month. Officers say 19-year-old Dante Phillips shot a 21-year-old woman in the neck on July 6th on Bremen Street in Rochester. The victim survived. Phillips is charged with assault, reckless endangerment, and criminal possession of a weapon in the 2nd degree.
Federal officials releasing more results of the Viper task force in Rochester with just over a month left in the 60-day plan. U.S. Attorney James Kennedy says more than 100 firearm-related arrests have been made in Rochester and Buffalo. About 70 of those were made in Rochester. 41 arrests were related to narcotics. Nearly 90 violent felony arrests have been made, with about 50 firearms seized as well.
The Biden administration is allowing the federal moratorium on evictions to expire despite calls from leaders in Congress to extend it. That moratorium expired over the weekend. Now officials say millions of tenants who can't pay their rent could be at risk of losing their homes.
The CDC extended the moratorium not once, but 3 times. We made clear when we did the last extension that that would likely be the last extension because of the legal limitations. But, you know, he's going to keep pushing to see what the options are available to him and if there are any additional options available.
The administration is now asking state and local governments to speed up distribution of COVID relief money that could help struggling tenants. New York's eviction moratorium is set to expire on August 31st.
Here's what a lot of folks are going to be talking about at the water cooler this morning. Big news from the Olympics. Simone Biles has claimed a bronze medal in the women's balance beam final. This is Biles' first event of this year's Olympics after she sat out due to mental health concerns. She took a break and now she's back. 2 Chinese gymnasts claiming the gold and silver in that event. This is now 7 Olympic medals for Biles. That is tying the all-time record for a U.S. gymnast. So back in competition and back on the Olympic podium with a bronze medal this morning.
Yeah, mental health very important, and it's good that she got the pause she needed. You know,
for sure.
Looks like it worked for her.
And it's adding to the U.S. medal haul as well. 68 medals now. That's tied with China, although the Chinese still lead the overall gold medal count with 32.
Plenty of time left.
Plenty of time left.
Right.
A lot of track and field where we do well.
Yes, yeah, definitely. If we're driving to the track, maybe to get some exercise this morning, DriveCast starting off in the 50s, mostly sunny skies. Sunglasses a must for today because we've got sun all day long. In fact, it carries on into the middle of the week. Thursday, I think we're really going to start to feel the temperatures then as we get into the mid-80s for the second half of the week and into the weekend. There it is, 90 degrees. Had to come back sometime. Last time we saw 90 degrees was very early in July and really late June. So that number comes back, and I think it sticks around. We'll be talking heat, I think, pretty much for the rest of the week. Mark, Leah.
Yeah, can't complain about that forecast.
Not at all.
All looks good.
That's right, unless you hate heat, and then...
I don't think so.
There are some people out there, I'm telling you.
Or it gets too hot. What's too hot for you?
What's too hot? 95.
Yeah, no. Sounds good. All right, thanks for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update in 30 minutes. CBS This Morning is up next. Have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.